Excuse me. What in the world are you thinking?
Mean Gene, the first thing you need to do is to tell these people to shut up if you want to hear what I gotta say.
What up, y'all? It's KMB, the sexy ninja, and the place to be for a Paper Saber universe. And yes, you are listening to the New World Podcast, brother. And we're going to talk about NXT's Gold Rush 2023, Week 1. Week 2's next week. That's how weeks work. But we started off with the NXT North American Championship, Wesley versus Tyler Bate and Mustafa Ali as special guest ref. I honestly don't know what Mustafa Ali's deal was in this match. Like, he did the fast count, then he did a slow count, then he, picked up, I believe, Wesley and brought him back into the ring just so Wesley can hit Tyler and get the win and stuff like that. But I'm very confused about what's going on, because even at the end, even when arms were raised, Mustafa Ali had this weird smile on his face, and I was like, are you going to turn on one of the two? Are you going to turn on Wesley and face him for that North American Championship? I don't know. It was very weird. The match was great. The match between Wesley and Tyler Bate was great. Great spots, this and that. I just don't understand the story we're trying to tell with Mustafa Ali in the middle. Especially as special guest referee, he was like playing the Tyler, playing the West, not doing this, not doing that. So we shall see. Gigi Dolan package. Kiana James washes on and she has a backstage interview and says, basically, fuck Gigi. But sets up a match for them next week. Chase U on the way to the ring. Thea Hale is only 19 years old. Isn't that crazy? Because they said she would be, if she beats Tiffany Stratton next week, she would be the youngest women's NXT champion. And I was like, youngest? I was like, okay. And I looked, I was like, oh shit, she's just 19 years old. Wow. All right. And the crowd's behind her. Her character is just too just constantly shaking and constantly doing that. But I don't know if she has a chance. But this Chase U thing too has always been like a thorn on my side that I just don't care for. We got this pep rally going. Gulak and Dempsey are there, and then when the Duke says, "Oh yeah, she just graduated," and they're like, "Wait, you just tell her she just graduated high school?" Gulak and Dempsey. Then Tiffany comes out. Tiffany interrupts, but then Thea got her ass, made her tap out. So we shall see what happens next week. We shall see, and hopefully, I don't know. I'm pulling for Thea, but I'm not pulling for Thea. And Tiffany, I'm like, okay. It's not something I'm very interested or involved in, because the story with Tiffany and everything, I don't know how we got away from Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade. I mentioned this before in previous podcasts with NXT, but it is what it is. Schism's stuff from last week. They're backstage. Joe Gacy was like, I failed. This is my fault. And the rest of Schism are like, yeah, it's your fault. The dyad really, yeah, that's you. It was like, oh, okay. But they're building more. I do like the group Schism. I like how it's like 4 branches, 1 tree. Whoa. Diamond Mine backstage. They're watching Schism. I'm like, I don't know what's going on with them. Number 1 contenders tag team match. Jensen Briggs versus Hank and Tank and Nafe and Blade. Those two for the win. Good luck. They're going to face Gallus next week. Gallus backstage. And Los Lotharios is here in NXT, and they interrupted Gallus because they were going to go drink a pint. And Nafe and Blade, I'm very interested to see that match next week between these two with Gallus and everything like that. So, or Los Lotharios is going to interrupt in that match some way, somehow. We have Eddie Thorpe and Damon Kemp backstage. Big thing that's coming back. I'm just scratching my head at. Penta sent me the hands like you're praising something, with this. He's like, Raw Underground's back. Why? Eddie Thorpe, Damon Kemp in a Raw Underground match. We're not on Raw, though. Isn't that the point of it? Can we call it NXT Underground? Because I don't understand calling it a Raw Underground match when you're not on Raw. So, I don't. And if you don't remember Raw Underground, or if you're barely watching NXT, so during the pandemic, when there was no arena, no this and that, Shane McMahon came up with this idea called Raw Underground, where it was basically Fight Club, but in WWE form, no ropes, and everyone's in this backstage area, and they're watching, and it has this Fight Club feel in it and whatnot. I don't know. It was pretty fucking stupid. But it's back. In 2 weeks. Yay! Cora Jade versus Dana Brooke. Cora Jade for the win. But before then, Roxanne Perez attacks Blair Davenport. I cannot wait for that match. And hopefully we can get these two back on track. Cora Jade beating Dana Brooke. Seth was backstage with Nathan Frazier, a mentor of course, and Carmelo and Trick interrupt. But it was a good champ. What's up, champ? Yo, champ, how you doing, champ? From good. And then after this, we had Mr. Stone and Von Wagner. The fucking picture. It's a sad story behind the picture. About Von Wagner and what he had to go through as a kid and had his surgery and everything like that. And after that, I was like, oh man, I really feel for Von Wagner. But what is this? What is this building to? Mr. Stone versus Von Wagner or what? I just don't understand. Someone in the comments smarten me up. Be like, hey, big head boy, this is about this. And I'll be like, really? And I'll rewatch it and be like, I still don't get it. Then Eddie Thorpe was backstage watching some Raw Underground matches. Found it kind of funny. And Cable comes like, hey, Underground, me, I can help, But now we have Baron Corbin and Carmelo face to face. Honestly, Mello brought the fire. Mello don't miss. Mello told Corbin off, and I like what he says, at 26, I won this. And what happened to you at 26? You got kicked off the Arizona Cardinals, and it was like, damn! Carmelo bringing the fire. Baron Corbin was okay, but Carmelo brought the fire in this promo. I really like this face-to-face promo. If you're going to watch something, watch that this week. Backstage, Frazier and Dragon Lee, giving Dragon Lee the opportunity to face him for that NXT UK Heritage Cup, or just Heritage Cup at this point. I like what Seth said earlier. He's like, that's cool. Now you got to carry that thing around all the time. Legend and Jackson versus Feroz and Leon. Jackson, Legend run, Noam Dar. Woo, move on. Lola Vice and Elektra Lopez came out, and I don't know. I was not invested in this match whatsoever. I'm going to be really honest. Now, the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, Seth freaking Rollins versus Braun Breaker. Hell of a match. There was a great big table spot from Seth, even though his ribs are all taped up and everything like that. Braun Breaker brought it, in my opinion. And now I feel it's time for Braun Breaker to move up to the main roster. I think his time is done here. I think with this match and Seth winning, Seth wasn't going to lose the title to Braun Breaker. I think now it's time to move him up. He has done everything possible in NXT, and I know a lot of this was to put some eyes on NXT for him facing the champ, but it's Braun Breaker's time to move up. And this was a hell of a match to go out on, in my opinion. That table spot was crazy. But I will say my main complaint about this match was so many fucking commercials. They've done this with Raw. They've done this with other episodes. Not SmackDown, though, where there's 3 commercials during the main event, and we only have 15 minutes of this main event. I'm like, no, I want to see them. I want to see the two go at it. But my favorite part of this, too, was Finn Balor. I was like, I wonder, because Seth was walking out, title above his head. It's like, yeah, I won. Look at me. And then I was like, Finn, he's attacking again. Beating the shit out of him. Carmelo and Trick for the save, And Finn's looking strong, in my opinion, with this feud. I cannot wait for these two to tear it up at Money in the Bank. Then next week, Gold Rush Week 2, we have the NXT Championship on the line. Baron Corbin versus Carmelo. And then the NXT Women's Championship, Thea Hell versus Tiffany Stratton. Then we have Gigi Dolan versus Kiana James. She doesn't care for her comments. Then NXT Tag Team Championship, Matt Gallus versus Malik Blade and Edris Inofe. Then NXT Heritage Cup, Nathan Fraser versus Dragon Lee. Big show. This show, I would honestly give like a 3 out of 5. I really like the NXT North American Championship. Everything else is a lot of filler, and I really love the main event. So hopefully next week, it's not so much filler in the middle. It's a lot of good stuff, Cora Jade and Dana Brooke was good too. But the opening match and closing match of the show was great. So 3 out of 5. Drop your comments below. Tell me what you thought of the show. What did you like? What did you not like? What did you hate? What did you love? Just let me know because we're going to talk. Let's talk pro wrestling here, folks. And I am KMB the Sexy Ninja. And as always, I'm sorry. Like and subscribe. Share it with your grandma. Share it with your grandpa. Share it with the bum down at Walmart. Go to ProWrestlingTees.com/New World Podcast. Get yourself that sweet nWp logo created by Penta X. And remember, the New World Podcast is for life, brother.
I just want to pay my respect as a champion to another champion.
I appreciate that. Hey, eyes up here.
Yeah.
If you really want to respect the champ.